On today's show, when decently healthy, the Dallas Mavericks are probably too good to tank, and more from their win against the Rockets. Today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
I think that's a good question.
Good morning, Isaac. All these changes, I still got my dog, Dwight Powell.
Your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like back.
And welcome you locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, where we let it ride. Your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being an everyday, making Locked On Mavs your first listen each and every day, making the Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. If you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your live bets in the NFL all season long. Joining me, as always, the postgame prodigy from the Great Slightly Biased YouTube channel. What'd you see from the Dallas Mavericks tonight, Slightly Biased?
I saw good basketball from this team again, who are now on a 4-game win streak and are really playing well.
Don't look at the schedule. 4-game win streak for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a new rule or something like that where if the other team has only lost 1 game, then it doesn't really count for you.
It's like 4-game win streak asterisk.
Yeah.
OKC games do not count.
Yes, besides Thunder.
You may be eligible for compensation if you had to play the Thunder recently, because good Lord. But today's episode, we'll talk about the Mavs win against the Rockets. We'll talk about PJ Washington's return. We'll talk about Brandon Williams and Ryan Nembhard. We'll talk about Cooper Flagg making some strides in this game. But let's start here. Anthony Davis, big bounce back for the Dallas Mavericks. 29 points. In this one, 8 boards, 2 assists. Had 2 steals and a block. 14 of 19 from the field. Came out, I thought, really aggressive and really bounced back from that game against the Thunder where we were just saying, what is going on with this guy? Only 2 points for him in that game, but now against Clint Capella, no Alperen Sengun, no Steven Adams. This is a game where you go, all right, Anthony Davis, if you're going to play in this one, and we were saying yesterday, all right, if he's going to play, let's see what he looks like. He looks great in a game like this, and the Mavericks had a clear advantage when he was in there. He was a plus 11 in this game, and in the first half, he probably even had a higher one if I could look it up real quick. But when he checked out, it was like a clear and obvious, oh, dang, like he is making a huge impact on this game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last night. The Thunder make a lot of people look not very good, and the specific coverages they're throwing at AD made his life difficult. He didn't play good last night. Like, let's not sugarcoat
No.
it. But yeah, tonight, I mean, look, he was awesome tonight. The team needed him. Second night of a back-to-back, he played 30 minutes, 14 of 19 from the field. Anytime the offense felt like it was stalling or anything like that, get the ball to AD in the high post, and he would go and get a bucket. Defensively, I thought he was awesome as well tonight. Look, yeah. I mean, he's a guy who gets widely discussed by the Mavs and widely criticized more than anything else for almost anything he does. And I just only think it's fair if that's how you're going to operate. If you're still going to be lingering around and still getting takes off about this team all the time, it's only right that you give the guy flowers when he plays good. And he's been playing very good basketball since he's come back over the last week or so. And it's a big reason why the Mavericks are winners of 4 of their last 5 games,
He has been a player in the past, especially with the Lakers. Lakers fans had a lot of frustrations with him because there would be up and down moments like this. There would be a game like there was against the Thunder, and then there would be a game like this where you go, man, well, look at this guy. If they had this guy every single game, then they'd be one of the best teams in the West, right? Like that's the thing that happens with Anthony Davis, and so we're seeing it again here. And I thought it was interesting what Ryan Nembhard said after the game. We recorded before he said this, but he said after the game against the Thunder, we spent too much time focused on trying to get AD the ball yesterday and not just like trying to get the offense going. I thought it was a fascinating thing for a two-way rookie to say about Anthony Davis and how everybody's very aware of trying to get AD the ball and trying to make things happen, and it was just too much last night that it actually did them more harm than good.
I love that quote from Nimby because it just kind of shows he might have. I think he plays with a lot of confidence, like you can just tell. And if you're a point guard with that type of play style, you got to have this command of the team in a way. Even if you are a rookie, like you got to have the confidence of all of the players in the locker room, and you got to have sort of that Chris Paul, and not get released from the team, obviously, but that Chris Paul sort of like, yeah,
call out the coach.
Yeah, just like, yeah, this is how we need to play.
Talking up the coach's girl.
if the ball's going to be, that was wild.
That was a weird video.
Well, I mean,
Chris Paul.
The Kim Kardashian ones, that was also a crazy time back in the day. But if you're gonna have the ball in your hands that much and the offense is gonna kind of run through you, I love that. I love that quote. But it was obvious last night, and part of it felt like in the fourth quarter they're like, all right, we can't let AD go 0 points, so we got to feed him a lot.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we were talking about yesterday. It's
Yes.
like what a weird fourth quarter it was yesterday. But today, huge bounce back game. It was the second night of back-to-back for the Mavs. Also a second night of back-to-back for the Rockets. The Mavs, I think this was their 5th or 6th back-to-back. This is the Rockets' second back-to-back. So that's just kind of weird to me that their schedule is going to get weird down the stretch. But the Mavs, a really good game for them. They, in that third quarter, I thought was where they really pulled away. They had that 14-0 run, which was massive. They had 4 steals in that run. Yep. And P.J. Washington was part of that whole thing. He finished with 5 steals, 14 points, 7 boards. He was plus 24. So the Mavs outscored the Rockets by 24 points when he was in. That's the highest on the Mavericks for sure. And he just creates so many advantages. When you have Anthony Davis playing well, when you have Cooper Flagg playing well like he has recently, and P.J. Washington back, like that's just a line that makes you so much bigger, so much more versatile, so much more ball handling, so much more advantages than when you don't have P.J. Washington. Like it's a very different line.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been some discussion as of late as to whether or not, who should be starting and coming off, who's better playing alongside, Coop. Is it Najee? Is it PJ? Regardless, if PJ comes off the bench, whatever, he is such an impactful player that impacts winning in such a noticeable way out there. I didn't even know he's going to play tonight. I don't go on Twitter as much anymore, so I don't know the lineups and who's sitting and who's not playing until I start watching the game.
Subscribe to the Locked On Mavs text line where I'll tell you every single time who's going to play before the game.
Yeah, I should have, and that's on me, guys. Well, I am subscribed. I must not have had service.
There you go. Just like I watch all of your playbacks.
There you go. I was in there. My chat wasn't working.
That chat was just broken for me. Well, you must have turned it off. But no, I thought that was a massive advantage for him. PJ was questionable, and then he was probable, and then he was available to play. Gafford turned to doubtful before the game, but good to have PJ back, and it just creates an advantage when you have those 3 guys together. Yeah. I look at this team now, though, and when they're healthy, they got PJ back. Anthony Davis is playing. Cooper Flagg is playing. When they're healthy, they've now beaten the Rockets, they've beaten the Nuggets, they've beaten the Heat in this last stretch. They look terrible against the Thunder, right? But everybody has. I think they might be too good to tank if they're healthy like this.
Yeah, they're not the whole tanking thing, and I've been saying this, would have to require some shutdowns, some trades.
Right.
They're too good to tank, and I don't think they want to tank. And honestly, I'm okay. I see the arguments. Obviously, I understand the whole for the long-term future of this team, it probably makes sense to try and get a high lottery guy. But I mean, when you're winning games and Coop's playing really well, and Ryan Nembhard stepped in and been playing really well, and AD's came back from injury and has been playing the 5 and looks like one of the best players in basketball, kind of like we all thought. I don't know. I don't know how you could not want them to win. Truthfully, if you're watching the games, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Coop go out there and get these high-flying dunks late in games. It's fun to watch Ryan Nembhard operate in the pick and roll and dance all over KD. That was crazy. Ryan Nembhard went to work on Kevin Durant.
That shot he missed.
Yeah.
I thought there was.
Oh, I'm thinking of B-Will. I'm thinking of B-Will because B-Will was hooping.
B-Will was too, but Nembhard had that one where he just stood right in front of Kevin Durant, and I was like, oh my gosh, the cross, the other cross, the back cross, and then he did the pull up fadeaway, and I was like, there's no way that shot is going in because he had to arc it high up, and it almost went in, but that's just confidence right there because Kevin Durant is just so long and so tall.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so why did KD not play at all in the fourth quarter of this game?
He didn't play at all in the fourth quarter. It's second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah.
He ended up playing 31 minutes, and he had a pretty big load in the game. Played all 12 minutes in the third quarter. Maybe it was just an Ime thing, Kevin Durant's 37.
Yeah.
He's older than Klay Thompson. You have to take precautions with him, and it was a 20-point game, so maybe he was like, well, this isn't going our way. Let's just sit this guy and see if these young guys can get it going. But it's kind of a schedule loss without Şengün. They don't want to play Steven Adams in back-to-backs either. So it is kind of strange. But
Yeah, no Şengün and no Steven Adams. It should be mentioned. But still, I think an impressive win. They were 7-point underdogs or whatever it was.
It was 8.5, and then it moved to 6.5 after all the injury stuff came out, which I thought was interesting. And then the Mavs ended up winning, so they covered that for sure.
Crazy disrespectful.
The Mavs lines may be different going forward because they're looking really good recently. Had some good wins. I think they may be too good to tank if they're going to stay healthy like this. But that's the question. Are they going to stay healthy, and what's the team going to look like? Coming up, let's talk about Cooper Flagg's impact on the game. I thought he had a good game and a different game from the first half to the second half. Brandon Williams deserves some credit. A lot of credit going. And the starting lineup difference. Max Christie not in the starting lineup. Talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs, speaking of, brought to you by FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play, and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it live in real time. There's all kinds of live stuff you can do during games, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do throughout the season as well. Conference odds for the West. Thunder, minus 125. Doesn't feel like those are low enough odds. That 125 is still decent that you could actually get some money off that. Nuggets plus 460, Rockets plus 650, Lakers plus 1,000. That one seems low. Lakers usually get weird odds. Warriors plus 1,500, Timberwolves plus 1,800, Spurs plus 2,200, Clippers plus 4,000, Mavericks plus 15,000 to win the West. And so if you feel confident about on any kind of thing like that, or if you just want to bet live, go and head out to FanDuel.com and place your live NFL bets all season long. FanDuel, the game moves fast, and so can you. Also brought to you by DoorDash. This season's heating up, and with DoorDash, has a way to keep fans in their bag the whole way through, whether you're watching the highlights, the tunnel fits, or just watching your favorite player, especially if it's Dwight Powell. DoorDash makes the entire season more fun because every player has their bag with DoorDash. Fans have one too. DoorDash keeps your snacks stocked, your gear fresh, and your watch party vibes absolutely on point. I hope you had a watch party for this game and not the Thunder game. That would have been a very terrible watch party. If the group chat says pull up, DoorDash makes sure that you show up prepared. Snacks, cups, even a phone charger for the friend who's always at 2%. I forgot my laptop charger today. I could have DoorDashed one, maybe from the Apple Store. I don't know. From tip-off to overtime, stay in your bag and order on DoorDash. Get snacks, drinks, gear, whatever gets you through the season, delivered right to your door. DoorDash in your bag all season long.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of what we call the Raccoon Squad, our listeners, listening every single day. We appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the show and listening. We have a text line that I mentioned earlier. You can get all kinds of news, rumors, every single rumor that I ever see or hear. I'll send you in a text. I'll send you my thoughts about it. And maybe if Mark Stein drops another piece about Dirk Nowitzki, we'll talk about that too, because we had a Dirk sighting here at the arena. I got a text from somebody on our text line. Shout out to Angie, who I met tonight. And she's like, Dirk is here, and she took the photo and he was walking by, and so it was a little bit blurry because he was walking in motion, and it kind of looked like he was Bigfoot, like she had spotted Bigfoot from like a distance away, and so it was cool to see Dirk. And then they had him in a suite, and he was there with his son, and his son holds up his jersey. And did you think it was a Luka Doncic jersey?
I didn't see this.
Everybody thought it was a Luka Doncic jersey because you could only see the tops of the numbers, but it was indeed a Cooper Flagg jersey. I went back and watched it, like Zapruder film, over and over again, and he was wearing a Flagg jersey. How hilarious would it be if Dirk's son was wearing a Luka jersey?
Kind of funny, I guess.
I think it would have been hilarious. But, yeah, it was good to see Dirk there, and the crowd just loved. They ate up seeing Dirk there. They obviously do all the time, but recently there has been some questions about, all right, is Dirk still around? He's doing his Amazon thing, but he hasn't been around the franchise a lot. Now Nico's gone. Is he going to come back? And now Dirk's here, and our friend Mark Stein was in the suite with him, so I'm sure we're going to hear something about it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what. I mean, it could just be that he's in town and visiting or whatever, but in the midst of a GM search, I'm a little interested.
I would like to speculate wildly. I think he may be back for some kind of thing. Like, wouldn't they want Dirk to have some kind of say in what's happening?
Right, yes. I agree, yeah. But this could also be just step one of the process where it's like, I said, if I were a consultant for the team, which I should be, I still stand on that.
I agree with that.
One of the first things I would say is you need to make right with
Give
Dirk.
him your number. Give him your number right on the. All
right, I'll just say it right now. All right, guys, my number
214
972
555
Don't call that number, please.
Hire Slightly Biased as a consultant. But no, it was great.
Please.
It was great. Great to see Dirk. Mavs fans ate it up. They also ate up this win. Mavs fans were very excited about this win.
Wait. We didn't finish our train of thought there. That was very me ADHD brained. Like, I do think that Dirk could be here for a potential GM thing. Not that he would be getting it, but that they could be maybe progressing.
Yes, we're speculating very wildly right now, and I don't even have any inside info on if they are or not. But that's the next big decision the Mavs need to make, and to see Dirk around the team is like, all right, well, let's see.
Does he have any ties like Dennis Lindsey?
Does he have any ties
here
to Dennis Lindsey? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Dennis Lindsey was here for like a season, not even like a full season.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
So I bet, but Dirk was kind of around the team when he was there, but also Nico was still here, so that was
true.
Was what it was. We don't have to rehash that again. Did you finish your thought?
Yes, that was it. Well, I didn't think we got there when we were just saying, yeah, we think Dirk's there and then we just kind of tailed off, I think.
Classic. It's classic us. Cooper Flagg, 19 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Hit a 3. Big. That's big, Cooper Flagg. He was +9 in the game, 7 of 15 from the field. And in the first half, he got blocked 3 times. Once by Aaron Holiday, twice by Clint Capella, who just had his timing down. And I thought Cooper Flagg adjusted from first half to second half, and he shot in the second half 3 of 4. And I thought he made that adjustment. And, man, it was just a really good game against a really good defense, like the number 2 defense in the NBA. In any other season, the Rockets would be the number 1 defense in the NBA right now. But because the Thunder are who they are, they're not even close. But I thought it was a really good game from Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, and I mean, getting to the rim again. And one thing that I've just found impressive all year long, and really the last couple games, because it's 2 nights in a row playing really good defenses, like you said. And no Şengün in this one, no Steven Adams. Şengün's a better defensive player than probably you would think, and maybe some previous reputation things have maybe led you to believe. But they still have, Thompson and Josh Okogie plays for them. Like, these guys who can really pressure the ball and make life really difficult for ball handlers. And again, last night, playing Cason Wallace and no Dort or Caruso in that game, but still guys who can get on you and pressure the ball. Like, feels like he just feels so comfortable against this stuff. You know,
Already.
It's not – I feel like we could easily be seeing – and knock on wood, they don't come, but I feel like we could easily be seeing 6 turnover games, 5 turnover games. We've seen a few here and there, but they're just pretty infrequent. I think some of that's because he comes off the ball pretty easily in situations where I'd rather see him be a little bit aggressive. But yeah, I mean, he was really good tonight. It wasn't like a dominant game. He wasn't super involved, which could be frustrating at times. But I just thought he made all the right plays. It was good defensively, even though Jabari Smith Jr. got some buckets on him. But he just had a good game in general. Jabari Smith Jr. did, and there's some rebounding stuff. I don't think the Mavs rebounded well at all tonight, and that's kind of a team effort thing. And I know this Rockets team bludgeons you on the
16 offensive rebounds.
But that's without their 2 best offensive rebounders.
Yeah, right. Yeah, imagine if Capella, or imagine if Adams and Şengün played.
Yeah. I mean, their thing is even without those guys, they got so many long athletes, and they just crash the boards relentlessly. So it's a team effort to rebound, and I thought the Mavs could have done better, and I think Coop falls in there. But other than that, just rock solid game.
But give the Mavs credit. So 16 offensive rebounds for the Rockets. They only scored 17 second-chance points. Yeah. I mean, it's not like they were really converting those. The Mavs defense was standing them up. And the Mavs, the big thing for them was the points off turnovers. They had 34 points off turnovers compared to 14 for the Rockets. Yeah. And the 20 turnovers that the Rockets had, they turned into a bunch of points. That was a big difference in this game, is that the one advantage the Rockets were getting, the offensive rebounds, they weren't converting. The Mavs were converting their transition buckets because that was a really big thing for them.
Yeah, their defense was awesome tonight. It was flying around, getting in passing lanes, poking the ball loose. It was a very impressive defensive show. Are the Rockets still the number 1 offense in the league, by the way?
They're 3 right now, but
okay.
They've been number 1 for a while.
Yeah, and again, this is without Şengün tonight, so you do have to sort of preface it all. But
this is a game where they missed Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, 100%. Well, this game does kind of showcase, too, like, Şengün really is. KD's really good, and we know that. But this KD forever has never really been I'll just be the like cog of the offense tonight, and everything will go through me. That's just never really been who he's been. Saying been a lot. Any Bens in the NBA?
Ben Shepherd.
Oh yeah, Ben Shepherd. There you go.
That was a random Ben that I thought of.
Ben McLemore didn't something.
Ben McLemore is a
I don't think we should go there though.
Ben Simmons.
I think
not,
there you go.
in the
NBA. God, what was I saying?
this is a classic.
Oh no, but
Kevin
Şengün,
Durant being a cog.
Yeah, it just goes to show how important Şengün is for them, and you could definitely make arguments, and he probably is their best player right now, just because he's so important to everything that they do.
Yeah, he creates advantages for them. Obviously, the offensive rebounding, obviously the scoring in the post. He's been scoring from drives too, which has been huge for them. Like you have your center that can drive, all of a sudden that just changes the geometry of your game. But Kevin Durant, 27 points. He was hitting buckets and hitting jumpers, but that was it. I mean, that was their offense. Jabari Smith hitting buckets. Aaron Holiday had a really good game. He's been pretty good for them. And then Reed Shepherd, who has been kind of this bench scorer that the Rockets have needed this season, he had 5 fouls, and that was I think a little limiting for him.
Yeah, they were going at him quite a bit. That was like Brandon Williams saw him, and it was just go time. Let's get in the paint.
Yeah, and that's not a size advantage. That's a speed advantage, which I think is a different thing that the Rockets may need to be worried about if they're going to play him big minutes.
Yeah, he's been – Brandon Williams tonight was very good for the Mavs.
20 points. He was a plus 18, 5 assists, 8 of 12. The jump shot was going. He hit a 3 and then had a couple other jump shots, but just going to the rim. I mean, he had some crafty finishes too where you just go, man, like this guy – when he's on and it's going, I mean, he's just a for sure like great backup point guard that any team could use.
Yeah, when it's 2 feet in the paint and he can do that consistently, and he's not, kind of picking up his dribble in bad spots on the floor or trying to pass out of these drives. Paint touches are just so valuable. I mean, they are so valuable. It's like the most important thing you can do as a perimeter player is get to the paint and collapse the defense.
That was the second half of the Nembhard quote I said earlier where he talked about we spent too much time trying to force AD the ball. We could have done better things, he said, like touch the paint. Exactly. Yeah. It's exactly what they needed to do, and I thought they did that in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was a really good game. I mean, they played, I know the second half of back-to-back for the Rockets, but the Mavs on the second half of back-to-back too, and they were without one of their best players recently, Klay Thompson, who, if I'm a contender, I'm giving at least 2 first-round picks for. And they
there you go. That Dallas Mavericks consultant slightly biased.
I mean, they've played good this last week or so, like legit good.
They have been. They really have been.
Yeah, I mean, like they beat the Nuggets in Denver, the Heat, the Rockets. Like this was a week where you looked at the schedule after some of their losses. You're like, oh man.
But this was the team that I expected to see at the beginning of the season, and then they just dug themselves such a hole that I was like, all right, well, maybe this is what the team is. But now, if this stretch is what the Mavericks are actually going to be, then maybe you just adjust everything. Like, all right, we're back to who we thought they were at the beginning. It just took them a month and a half to get there.
Well, let's see. You got the Jazz and the Nets coming up next too.
Nice. Jazz are a little bit better than you think. That's not like a guaranteed win, but still.
The Jazz are in their December, November Jazz phase where all their fans are like, are we going to tank games? Like, what is happening here? Like,
they have lost 3 out of their last, 6? Or they've only won. They're only 3-6 in their last 9 is what I meant to say.
Yeah. The Jazz always do this every year. And then by March, they're playing guys that are from countries that you didn't even know existed. But
what's a country you didn't know that existed?
I'm pretty well versed.
Finland, you knew.
If you didn't know Finland, you
didn't watch SpongeBob growing up.
Go to bed. You got school in the morning.
Pay attention to geography.
But no, I mean, you win those 2 games and you're 11-16. Like that's still bad, but
Nets are 3-1 in their last 4 games.
Yeah, the Nets are kind of similar-ish to they're like the Eastern Conference Jazz, where early season sometimes it's like, okay, were we going to be tanking or are we a little too good for that? But
Nets 3 wins though: Charlotte, Chicago, New Orleans.
Dude, Chicago, man. Oh,
what they need is they need a big that can score and defend and wears goggles and just be.
Yeah, well, after watching them this past few weeks, I don't want a single soul on their team. After that really fun start, where they were 6-1.
Yeah, they're back to who we thought they were.
They're 9-13.
Yeah, they're back to who we thought they were.
3-12 in their last 15 games.
Wild. Brooklyn, Utah,
Yikes.
then Detroit. That one is a tough one. Philadelphia, another tough one, and then New Orleans. So 3 out of the next 5 are the Mavs will probably be favored in those games.
Every single one of those games is winnable.
Detroit and Philly too. Philly's been up.
yeah.
Philly's been up and down.
Philly's up and down. I think you could beat Detroit.
Yeah, they've been a little down lately.
I mean, even then, they're not like a powerhouse. They're one of the better teams in the East, but
It felt like they were a powerhouse at the beginning of the season, where you're just like, oh my
they're
gosh.
good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poo-poo them.
But now you look back at this stretch where we go, oh my gosh, what a murderer's row. This Lakers, Clippers second night of a back-to-back, at Nuggets, Miami, Oklahoma City, Houston. The Mavs went 4-3 in those games. That is not what I expected from this team, and that now has me adjusting what I think about this team.
Even the LA game, I thought they looked pretty good. Like they looked kind of competitive in that game, even though they lost by 10.
That was just a Luka and Reeves at the end. We're just like, all right, we're just gonna pull ahead. But the Mavs were competitive, and they played the Thunder in the first half at least pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know if you take any solace from that at all. But
I was about to say the only game that they weren't recently that they haven't really been competitive in was that one Minnesota game where the second night of a back-to-back, and then I forgot. That Thunder game did happen last night.
The Thunder game, the Minnesota game, and the Memphis game are like the only ones where they just got smoked, and you just go, there's just no redeemable qualities to this game.
Their first Memphis game.
The first one.
Yeah.
The first one where you and Isaac came on and said, fire Nico while I was gone one day.
Yeah, they haven't looked – I mean, they haven't looked bad for a while now. They've looked like a good, competent team that was clearly injured. And you're starting to see the pieces kind of fall into place. And okay, so we have a week off. When do you think we get our next Kyrie update about anything?
I think he's coming back in January from just like the little hints that people have just been like, he's coming back.
Are we sure Christmas is off the table? That's
No.
in 3 weeks.
No, I mean January. 5 days away from January is Christmas. 6 days or whatever. So that's possible. Because Christmas is in what? I should know this. I don't have like an advent calendar or anything. I should know when Christmas is.
Yeah, you need to get an advent calendar.
1, 2. Basically, Christmas is like 3 weeks away.
Yeah. 19 days. I'm feeling jolly, so I'm counting down the days.
Would that be wild? Christmas Day, Mavs at Warriors. Kyrie returns.
I sort of feel like we would have
Klay
heard something
Thompson
by
back
now,
in the Bay.
But I honestly, so I've been sort of up and down, like, yeah, whatever. If your team tank, I understand it. I do really want to see what this team looks like with Kyrie. I really, really do.
Just like as a basketball watcher, and also you and I and everybody that covers the Mavs that have had to watch this team and watch like everything. Can we just at least see what this team looks like? We talked about it all off season.
Well,
what
I
they
also
could look
think
like.
Kyrie's going to do wonders for Coop. Like, I think it's going to be incredible, those two together.
Well, when Kyrie's on the ball or when Coop's on the ball, Kyrie's just a great off-ball player too that the Mavs could really use. Because one of the things that's hard about a team that doesn't have a lot of ball handlers like the Mavs is then all of a sudden your off-ball players, we don't really know how to play off this guy, but Kyrie can play off of anybody, and so that just immediately boosts any single on-ball player. When Kyrie plays, he boosts all of those guys.
Yeah. He's one of the best off-ball players in the history of the game.
They have, 5 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games between now and then. They could be like 15 and 16 if they win all of them.
Well, that'd be nice.
That'd be wild, but they could be getting close to 500 by Christmas. Kyrie comes back. They go on a little run.
This team would have had to have had like a Pelicans style, oh my God, we only have 3 wins type of run here to be like really thinking about tanking at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This stretch changed it. This 3 out of 4 has been massive.
And I think they've been fun to watch too. Like that was kind of one of my things earlier, or even in some of their wins, was like this is not a good team. They're boring. Like Coop figuring it out, Nembhard being in the starting 5, Dave AD looking as good as he does. Like this has been an enjoyable team. So, I get it for the sake of the future of the franchise, but I don't know. The future of the franchise is out there right now, getting 19 points against one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, it's one of those like you know what's best for the team long term going forward, but this is also good too. Like, go for it. This is what you are.
Trying to be competitive is good for Cooper as well versus, Musa Cisse. God bless him, but like Musa Cisse and Ryan Kelly getting in there and getting Miles Kelly getting in there and getting run. Miles Kelly.
I love Miles Kelly. I wish he would get run. But in 3 years from now, we'll be going, man, I wish they would have tanked that year and got a better draft pick. It would have been cool to have somebody. But they're, like I said at the beginning of the show, they're too good to tank right now. I don't think that you can play these guys and expect them to lose enough games to actually be competitive in the tank-a-thon.
That's really it. I don't know how you can watch like what the Pacers send out or the Wizards, and it's like, yeah, we can get there. It's like some of those teams might not win 9 games. Like, honest to God, the Wizards might not win 9 games.
The Wizards had a players-only meeting.
Really?
Yes.
What gets said at that players-only meeting?
Our Locked On Wizards guy messages all the Locked On hosts and goes, hey, can anybody that's covered a team, like, what is a players-only meeting? Like walk me through. It's just like, because they've never had one because they've never been good enough to warrant one, but now they're so bad they actually had a players-only meeting because they have Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum. They actually have vets that will call one.
Interesting. I feel bad for them, honestly.
The Locked On Wizards guys or the players on the Wizards?
Everybody involved. Everybody involved, I feel for.
Shout out to Ben and Abdullah. Doing a great job on Locked On Wizards, by the way.
Well, and it's also, this is one of the worst places to be at as a team, where when you win a game.
DC?
Well, no, DC's a little overhated, I will say. But one of the worst places to be as a team is whenever you beat a team, and then immediately that team is in like a complete and total crisis panic mode. Yeah. Like they beat the Bucks a few nights ago, and it's like Giannis has deleted all Bucks stuff off his social media, and he wants a trade. Like that's literally what happens.
You're like, it's like the Grim Reaper meme, but it's just like for crises for each team.
And guess who one of their 3 wins was?
Hey, we had a crisis. We had a crisis moment at the very beginning of the season,
and it was crisis time.
It was. That was game number 2. We had a crisis moment
for the
Mavs.
2, and they didn't win another game for over a month, I think. Looking at their schedule, and we were on here like this team needs.
How many in a row is that? They won against the Mavericks, and then they lost
14 straight games.
14 straight games.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, and then they beat Atlanta, crisis moment. Beat the Bucks, crisis moment.
Atlanta at least was like in a good play. Like at Milwaukee, that was hilarious. Where it was like, yeah, Giannis, yeah, they lose immediately. Giannis was like, I'm done. I've seen all I've needed to see.
Call Windhorst, call Shams, call all of them.
Yeah, let's get this thing in motion.
Oh man. Speaking of the Hawks, Jalen Johnson, his numbers have been insane.
If you're a slightly biased truther, you know all summer long I said that's who I think Cooper Flagg is like. That's one of his best comps.
That is a good one. That's a good one.
That guy's good.
He's springy, and his assist numbers have just been insane. And like Flagg, he's also so nonchalant when he plays too. You're just like, this guy already has a triple-double. I was watching the Nuggets game with them the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, he has a triple-double at halftime, and it doesn't look like he's breaking a sweat.
Yep, he's very good. He's their best player. And
over Trey, or that's playing right now?
No, he's better than Trey.
Ooh.
I don't think that's that crazy to say.
It's not now.
Well, that's also just a testament to, like, I think he's been a top 15 or so player in the league, and I don't, like, Trey's not that.
He's like, I think he's like 25th in points, top 15 in rebounds, and top 15 in assists. You're just like, no, that's got to be one of the top 30 players in the NBA.
So if we're going to follow that sort of roadmap for Coop, the one thing I hope, because Jalen Johnson, because of his athleticism and size and stuff, had always been like an okay defender, like pretty good defender. I think Coop profiles as a much better defender than he is.
Yeah, for sure.
But with this, like, added, and we see this all the time, it's so incredibly rare, which is why when you do have these big, high-usage guys that are still great defenders, it is very rarefied air. I just hope that as time progresses and Coop gets better offensively and inevitably he gets more of a burden offensively, that the defense still kind of is there. Because we see, like, Jalen Johnson is horrible defensively now. Like, he's terribly bad.
You also see, like, a Jason Tatum, who's also one of Coop's comps, that was, like, a really good defender at first, and now you're like, okay, he's good. Like, he's a solid team defender, but he's not one of the best defenders on the team.
Yeah. Like, it's – I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Like, Kawhi is this rare
I mean, Jalen Williams for the Thunder, but that's not not as much of an offensive load as you'd hope.
And I'm thinking like Coop is your number one guy.
But you'd have to go to like LeBron, Kobe Bryant. Like you'd have to go to some of those guys, Kevin Garnett, as guys that had that big of a load that were still that good defensively. And those are maniacs.
KG could be somewhat similar. I'm not comparing their games really, but just in the sense like KG wasn't necessarily initiating all of your offense. He was more of like a play finisher and stuff that could create for himself. That probably is Coop's ceiling offensively.
Yeah.
Because he isn't like a reliable number one guy. He's one of the best players in the history of the game.
Yeah. And most importantly, he's not better than Dirk. So, I mean.
Yeah. KG, I agree, 100%.
Right. KG is not. Well, Coop is not.
I was old enough to watch those playoff battles. I saw it with my own two eyes. What happened? You can't hide the truth.
I was old enough to see all the Lakers photoshops for Kevin Garnett. That was the first time I ever saw like a jersey swap was on the Lakers Kevin Garnett photo swap like shops.
If you're a player, here's a good litmus test. If you don't have a Photoshop of you in a Lakers jersey, you're terrible.
But then there was a season where it was just like everybody got one. It's like LiAngelo Ball had one.
There was that year where they had some funky teams towards the end of the Kobe era and like in between LeBron.
I watched a lot of those too because if you don't know, I grew up a Lakers fan. I was born in LA, so I watched
really? No one ever brings that up.
I watched every time the Mavs win the Lakers. Who do you want to win? Do you win either way? It's kind of.
Well, my favorite ones last night were people who said, "Is this lock on Thunder?" It's like, well, no, but we just played them, so we talked about the.
That is hilarious to me. Oh, I love when people are like locked on Cooper Flagg. It's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's fine with me. Is that an insult? It's not an insult to me. Locked on talking about the number one pick. Sick.
What were you gonna say before I cut you off about the Lakers?
Oh, just some of those Lakers teams were wild with like Jeremy Lin, Swaggy P.
Yeah. Jordan Hill.
Yeah, Jordan Hill. Ronnie Turioff.
Sacre.
Oh, Robert Sacre.
Robert Sacre is some of the funniest. Where if you like go back and watch, you're like, how? And God bless this guy, but how on earth was he in the NBA?
Just literally the greatest. Like Theo Pinson aside, potentially the best bench guy I've ever seen in my life. Robert Sacre.
Oh, there you go. That's how.
Just like he was the Dwight Powell of their team.
You want to know who the funniest Dwight Powell in the league is? Because Dwight Powell is like, you watch Dwight Powell go out there from time to time. It's like this guy is like legitimately like the best fourth string center in the NBA. like
just because of his Gortat screens, though.
Yes, like he legitimately is very good. Anthony Gill to me is the funniest. Just like, how is this guy?
He's always on. Is he still on the Wizards?
I thought he was, but I just pulled up their team, and I don't think he is anymore. Actually,
there's a girl doing like a photo shoot.
He's on there. He's on the Wizards.
There's a girl doing a photo shoot like 20 yards to my right.
What's crazy is Anthony Gill is not even. He's in year 6 of his career, so I guess he is kind of a vet. 9 minutes per game in his career.
Anthony Gill.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are just such good vets that like teams just like keep them around.
But he just came into the league and was like, I'm a vet. And it's like, well, no, you got to be like you got to like play a lot. He's like, no, I'm just going to be a vet guy immediately.
Since Robert Sacre is from Gonzaga, I was thinking about Nembhard today. Who's the last Gonzaga player to ever play for the Mavericks?
I'm terrible with colleges.
I can't even think of one.
Terrible with colleges. Couldn't tell you.
Turioff also went to Gonzaga.
You're good with colleges with these players? I'm so bad at it.
Well, I'm looking at Basketball Reference right now. All right, that's it. We're done talking about Ronnie Turioff. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us, Locked On Mavs. Check out Slightly Biased. There's random stuff like this all throughout his stream all the time. You got to love it. And we'll be here with another show tomorrow. And, guys, thanks for listening to Locked On Mavs. Peace out. Boom!
Speaking of colleges, wreck 'em, baby. Let's go.